let us follow the same steps that we have followed yesterday also. It's like so we will follow the steps. The first step is write SQL query. Second step is convert SQL query to string type, string object. Then we perform connection, establish connection. Then we will do create statement. Then we will do execute query and save result. Then we will process the query. Process the result. Okay, and then finally we have to close connection. Okay, so those are the steps that we are going to follow. First, we need the query. So let me write the query. Before getting all the data, we will try to get a single record and see how to process that data, and then we will write all data, multiple records. Okay, so for getting single data, we will write a query like this: select star from table name is department, limit 1. Okay, this query. What is this limit? Limit is limiting to one record, number of records. Whatever number record you mention, that many number of records only it will give as the result. Okay, so I am saying get all the data, but in that only get me the first record of the data. Clear? Okay, so let us write that in the query: string query equal, within double quotes, select star from department, limit 1. Next, I have to establish connection. We already learned how to write try catch blocks, and we know that majority of the code goes into the try catch block only, and so I'm writing try here and I'm closing my try here, and then I'm providing a catch for this, and we know that its exception name is SQLException, and package in which SQLException is available is java.sql package, right? So I have to import java.sql package. Okay, now what happened? Unreachable code. That is fine, because we have not written any code which is giving any exception, so it is giving that error. Okay, so now inside this we are going to establish the connection. For that we need a connection object. Okay, so now my connection object is ready. Then we have to create a statement object. So statement. Okay, then we have to execute query, and this is the new method because you have not seen this before. We have to call the method called statement object dot execute query. Okay, execute query is the method name, and as you can see, it is executing the SQL statement which returns single result set object. Okay, and what type of query? It is running SQL select statement. We are calling that method, and we are supplying the variable which has our query. Okay, now this one is returning what? What is the return type of this method? You see, return type of this method is result set. Okay, so we are creating a variable of result set to save the data. Okay, we are creating result set object and saving the data, and let us import result set also. Okay, now result set is imported. Now what we have to do, we have to process the result, and because in our code we are expecting the result to be one row only, so we can just write if rs dot next. Okay, and let me show you that let me show you the documentation for rs dot next method. See, it moves the cursor forward one row from its current position, and it is initially positioned before the first row, and the first call to the method next makes the first row the current row, and the second call makes it move to the second row, and the second row becomes the current row. Clear? That is very clearly given in the documentation. If you want to read it, you can go to the documentation and read it. Okay. Now, inside this if block, we are going to print the data.